My name is Michelle Yan. I went to undergrad at Brandeis University in Massachusetts, and I'm originally from New Jersey. Optometry was kind of something that I didn't really think about when I was younger. I did have influences, like my mother. She was a vision rehab therapist, so she helped patients who had like low vision and visual impairments, and I was exposed to that at a young age. But I didn't really think about definitely becoming an optometrist until I was in college and exploring different career options. I knew I wanted to do something in healthcare, but I kind of just like dabbled into different career options. I shadowed different doctors, nurses, and I just remember when I shadowed optometrists that they were just so passionate about what they did, and they really loved their patients, and I loved that they had like a decent amount of time with each patient. Like they could really get to know each patient and build like a lifelong relationship with them, and that's something that is really important to me. So optometry is a growing field. There's a lot to do in optometry in the future, and I think there's a bigger role for it in preventative medicine and public health. So I'm interested in potentially going down that path. I definitely think that optometry is a growing profession. There's a lot of us graduating, and there's like a lot of technology improvements and a lot of awareness about how the eyes relate to the body. So I think in the future we'll have so much to do. I decided on SEO after I met this woman at my internship during one summer of college, and she had a son who's going through vision therapy, and she talked about how her son had seen this optometrist at SEO and how he was really great at treating him, and how he took a really comprehensive approach to his health and his well-being, and just seeing like how a parent was so impacted by the school yet like didn't even have a son or daughter go to SEO really impacted me and showed me that it was a really good school. Ultimately, I chose SEO for various reasons. One being like the low cost of living, the high quality of education, and the great clinical skills that we can acquire here, the high board passage rates, and I just also really love Memphis as a city. I think there's just like so much heart to the city, and there's so much growth that the city can go through, and who knows how many years, and I'm just really excited to be a part of that and to be able to serve the community here. I've actually never really been into Memphis before, aside from just a short trip over here to visit with my parents. But what really struck me about Memphis is the people. I think that everyone has just like such a big heart. Like you just see so many people wanting to volunteer for the city through various charities like St. Jude, or just like various fundraisers and various events throughout the city. You just see like so much of the city just wants to like grow and change and be the best that it can be. And I just have really loved all the interactions that I've had with local Memphians. A lot of them just grew up in Memphis and really love it and really want to see the city become like the greatest it can be. One thing that I've really enjoyed doing is going to different events. So my favorite event so far has been the Cooper Young Art Festival in September. That was one of the first events that I went to with a bunch of my friends from school, and we got to see like local artists and local vendors, and that was really cool, getting to see the creative side of Memphis and kind of the artsy hipster area in Cooper Young. But I've also really enjoyed like Grizzlies games. I'm a huge basketball fan. I've enjoyed going to the Orpheum and seeing Broadway shows. Like they recently showed Dear Evan Hansen, and I know they've showed Hamilton in the past. So there's just so much to do in downtown and in the Midtown area, and I really like that. But when I need a little bit of a break from the city, I like to go kind of run along the river. I live on the island, so I have easy access to run and explore the nature side of Memphis too. I think there was definitely a big adjustment going from undergrad directly into grad school. I didn't take a gap year, and I think the biggest adjustment was just learning how to live on my own and just how to do like young adult things that people don't really talk about or teach you in college. So just learning how to manage my time, have time for personal life, keeping up with friends from home, keeping up with family, having a good relationship with my roommate, and building new friendships at school while also learning a bunch of new stuff. So I think it was definitely a transition, learning how to like take care of myself and also take care of what needs to be done in terms of schoolwork. But I definitely think that SEO did a good job of, easing us into the curriculum and not like, slamming us with a bunch of information at first. They kind of like held your hand and walked you through it. So I think that really helped in the transition, and I felt very supported through the process. I think that the faculty at SCO are super supportive, and they're kind of like parents in a way. Like they want to see you succeed, but they'll kind of give you hard love sometimes, like kind of nudge you when you need to be nudged, or tell you when you're like doing something incorrectly, and you'll learn from your mistakes. And that's something that I realized, is that all of our professors really care about us, and they will tell you the truth and be honest with you and help you improve. And I've had various conversations with professors, just like even after I had a rough test, just like them going over the answers with me. I felt like they really cared about me, and they didn't want to see me fail. So I really felt like I could really grow and be supported by my professors. It was really interesting to meet a lot of new people. Everybody was from kind of a different region of the US, which I think makes SCO really special, because you get to know different people, but you also get to know different cultures from different states, people from different nationalities. So I think there was a lot of interesting conversation when we first met each other. And then you get to know people when you're practicing in lab. So you have your lab group, and then you have your lecture. So you sit next to people in lecture, so you get to know people that way. There's also clubs and organizations that you can get to know people. And I think that people are very generally passionate about optometry. Everybody chose SCO, and I can tell that all my classmates just love optometry, and that helps motivate me when I'm having a rough day, or when I need that extra boost. And it's just so great to be able to know that everybody's in this together. We share notes, and we share study guides. We have a group chat where everybody kind of just sends whatever information they've made, or they'll send a cute little GIF or cute little meme to kind of encourage you during exam week. So it kind of feels like we're all kind of in the same boat. As a first year, we haven't been able to see patients yet, but once we enter our second year, we can do school screenings, and we get to shadow in the clinic. So that's really great exposure to just the Memphis population and all the types of people that you'll find here. And I think Memphis is a really great place to learn, and the Eye Center is just an awesome facility. It's one of the biggest of its kind, specializing in optometry within the US, and I think that's really unique. And I just remember stepping foot in there and being really awed by all the amazing facilities. Everything was top-notch equipment, and there's just so many different subspecialties, and lots of professors who are able to be staff doctors in the different fields and teaching you to go through different departments like low vision, pediatrics, ocular disease. There's just so many different areas of the eye center that you can learn from. And what's cool is that you can kind of rotate through every different aspects of the eye center and learn every part of it, so that you're not just specializing in one thing. I think that my favorite part about SCO would be just the community vibe. That was something that was really important to me when I was looking at schools, was just how dedicated the school was to its students, how student-centric it would be, because I really feel after you graduate, you want to feel ready to enter the workforce, and you want to feel like your education was worth it. And so I really feel like SCO strives to make it the best experience as possible for its students. It's all the faculty and staff are always looking out for us, the security team, administration. They always ask, how can we make this experience better for you? And I just see that in so many aspects of our education. So I definitely feel like the community feel is not something that you can just kind of, get at any place, but SCO is definitely special for that. SCO really makes me feel like I'm part of a family, and that when I get ready to be an optometrist, that I will be well equipped with the tools and with the community and just with the knowledge that I need to be able to succeed and be able to make a difference in the world.